Hi everyone, where I'm not too well at the moment with my damaged leg. I've come downstairs because I'm fed up of doing it in the bed. But I'm going to be a bit cheeky and I'm going to use this video as a 2-in-1, killing two birds with one stone. This is actually going to be a video newsletter for members of BritishWarriorWithin.com, which is growing rapidly now, which I fully understand. But also it's going to be put on YouTube to just speak to you people out there who aren't in BritishWarriorWithin.com but are so fed up of what has been going on in our country. Right, so you'll have to excuse me because I do need to mainly speak to my members. I would like to say thank you and welcome to all the new members who have joined in the last couple of weeks. It's fantastic to have you on board. We've now got the numbers where we can do something. We can do something if you actually are willing to go out there, you're willing to put yourself on the line, you're willing to do little bits and pieces that all add up. One thing I will say with my members, I understand that you're very wary when it comes to giving out your details. I need to know roughly where in the country you are, whether it be a town, a county, because otherwise I cannot try and coordinate anything. I can't say, oh right, they live there, they can go and out them, and then they can go and out those people up there. So please, email me your details as much as you want to give me. If you just want to say Hampshire or Northumberland, that's fine, but at least I've got a rough idea where you are. Also, if you send me your address and your name, then I can send you the membership card and what have you. Right, Manchester. How disgusting is it that 22 people were killed, 59 maimed and injured, and within a day or two people are letting off pink balloons? That's really going to stop the problem, isn't it? Yes, remember the dead, they did that with a vigil. We did it on Facebook. We just did a little thing where we didn't go on Facebook for 22 minutes in memory of the dead. But now it's just going on and on with the media, even the people themselves that are getting brainwashed to try and think, oh, we must show love, we mustn't get angry. Well guys, that's absolute fucking bollocks. We should be absolutely steaming mad. We should be out in the streets. We should be smashing down doors. That's what we should be doing. Whether that is the right thing to do is another thing. But we should at least be that fucking angry. What has happened to our nation, I'm not too sure. I know from speaking to people on Facebook through BWW, for those new people, when you hear BWW, that is British Warrior Within, but don't make the mistake that I did when I sent out a few emails and I put BBW, because that really pisses off the girlfriends. Yeah, I've lost what I was saying now. I tend to do that. But we should be steaming absolutely angry, and I know that the people I speak to are very passionate, very patriotic, but they're frightened of doing something. They don't know where to go to do something. Well, this BWW was set up initially to help local communities, so that if I know where you are, if something is going on, let's say in Braintree. If I've got 10 members around that area, there's 10 members that go out there and help the community, help defend them, help have a presence to stop any intimidation that's going on. That was the concept of British Warrior Within. It's increasingly becoming clear that maybe we need to actually be able to be an offensive unit too. When something is going on which is totally wrong and the police are doing nothing, as they usually do, then we need to be able to go out and face these people up and tell them, this is our fucking country, you are not doing this in our fucking country, now piss off before we smash you. This will bring me on to the appalling gang rapes that are going on across the country. I actually did, probably quite a few people have done it, I actually did a list of the amount of rapes and sexual assaults committed by immigrants, Islamic immigrants, since, when was it since? It's like 2010 I think. And the list just went on and on and on and on and on. There are grooming gangs that's what the media want to call them. They don't want to call them rape gangs. They only groom so they can rape. And they are still out there. The amount of times that they seem to come from kebab shops, pizza shops, chicken shops, all run by Islamists. There's an awful lot of that goes on. I suppose it's because young girls get drawn into those places. There's a freak machine in there or whatever. And this, I believe, is something that British Warrior Within can deal with. If we hear of something, or if, like in many occasions, people are bailed and allowed to go back out and carry on with what they were doing until they get to court, then maybe, just maybe, we need to go and have a physical presence there and tell them, you are not doing your dirty, vile, perverted shit here anymore. Make it clear to them, it ain't going to happen, or we will be back. The next thing that British Warrior Within is probably going to be needed for is, I think you all agree that civil war is just around the corner. When I say civil war, it could go two ways. It could end up just being a civil war between white Britons versus the Islamist jihadists, which there are now. They now admit 23,000 in Great Britain. One of them murdered 22 of our men, women and children in Manchester. And there's 23,000 of them that our government allowed in. Not just this government, it was the Labour government as well, probably more so the Labour government. But Theresa May is as guilty as anybody, especially when she was Home Secretary. I'm not getting on the political bandwagon because I think they're all cunts. Excuse my language, ladies. But I really do. They are run by the globalists, which I think most people are starting to realise that now. The bankers, the Rothschilds, and about 300 other massively wealthy families that have been running the world for centuries. Just been passed down the line. And it is them that run the governments, and it is them that have put this plan into place to bring in an uncivilised rabble from the Middle East to try and cause a white genocide in the West. Because that totally unsettles the balance of the country. It divides people. Like, there's Muslims out there saying, yeah, but we're good Muslims, we're good Muslims. Just read your own Quran. If you don't try and turn the unbeliever to your faith, then you must kill us. And if you've got 23,000 jihadists telling you that's what you've got to do, in the end you're going to do it, aren't you? That figure, just keep that in your head, 23,000 jihadists. And most of them, or a lot of them, were allowed in after fighting in Libya, Syria. So they're actually all war experienced. Unlike us, unless you've been in the army, we will have to learn it from scratch. And we are basically unarmed. There may be a few of you with firearms out there. I've got what I can. I can't get a firearm. I've been in trouble with the lovely police force that there is in the past, so I can't get a firearm. I think with the way things are going, firearms should be brought back, should be allowed. I know it's a very contentious idea, but if the government really care about us, they would allow us to defend ourselves. But therein lies the problem. If the government care about us, which we know they don't. We know they don't. The reason Islam is getting away with so much is because Saudi Arabia pour billions upon billions of pounds, dollars, whatever you want to call it, into Britain. They own most of London. And our politicians don't want to lose that. Because they're getting paid. They're getting backhanders. We all know it. Everybody knows it. That's the stupid thing. But what do we do? Do we just sit back and take it? Or do we risk arrest for standing up for what we believe in? We've got to stand up. If we risk arrest, so be it. But that is why we need numbers of people. The police will deal with 300-400 people quite easily. No problem. If they had to deal with 3,000-4,000, then they're struggling. If they had to deal with 30,000 or 40,000, then they might as well just do what they do with the Muslims and let them march wherever they want and do whatever they want. This is what I'm trying to get through to people out there. You've got to have the guts to stand up. I know it's difficult. You've got jobs. You can lose your jobs. I feel for you. I'm not saying I'm lucky, because it's not nice not being able to work. I'm not going to go on about my issues again, but I cannot work. Which is why I'm dedicating what's left of my miserable life to trying to help save this country from the worst thing that's probably ever happened to it in its entire history. The last time anything like this happened was the Romans. Even the Norman invasion wasn't as bad. And also, the people that are doing it are barbaric. The one thing you'd probably say about the Muslims that have been here for 10, 15 years is they've probably civilised themselves up a little. But the ones coming in now believe in raping women who don't have their face covered. They feel it's their right. They believe in stoning people to death, beheading people. And they think that's okay. And paedophilia, that's okay. They don't see what's wrong with it. So why did our government, excuse me, that's something on my lip. So why did our government let them in, knowing what this ideology was like? Right, I mustn't have gone too much about one thing, because you get bored anyway, I expect. I hope you don't get bored, because this is really important. Next thing, my British warriors, or our British warriors, because we're a group, please, I'm inviting you all to attend the Justice for Chelsea March. It's on Saturday the 10th of June in Sunderland. Yes, I know Sunderland is a bloody out of the way place. Think of me, I'm coming from Eastbourne. 6-hour drive. Then a 6-hour drive back. If I can do it, you can do it. Because one thing that would allow us to do is to meet up together, to chat, to swap ideas, to gain trust in each other. I think it's massively important that you try and get there. I'm not going to say don't make excuses, because it's not my business if you want to make excuses. But all I will say is you join British Warrior Within for a reason. If you're not willing to participate in what we're trying to do, then there probably wasn't much point in joining, was there? We want to first safeguard our communities. Secondly, we want to be able to help if Islam attacks. So you need to be able to defend yourselves. Me, I've got a crossbow, air rifle, air gun. You know, it's not great defence, but it's better than throwing spoons at them, isn't it? Because I think they're going to get so worried about what the people are going to do that they will soon think, right, no, we're going to have a preemptive. And if they catch the army and the police on the hop, then we're in trouble. Now this part goes out especially to people in my area. Fucking wake up. Just because we live in a nice, quietish area. Sussex, by the way. I live in Eastbourne, come from Brighton. I'm born in Brighton. Wasn't actually come from there, but born in Brighton. And it's quite a sleepy place. Just to Brighton itself, if you go in there, yeah, it's a city now, and hustle and bustle. But that is so multicultural and what have you, it's ridiculous. So you say anything against Islam in Brighton, they'd probably beat you to death with their rainbow flags. And by the way, I've got nothing against the LGBT at all, apart from the fact they're so fucking stupid that they don't realise that Islam will kill them first. Useful idiots, that's what they call them. So where was I? Lost again. Yeah. People in Sussex. People in Hampshire. The people I don't hear from, hardly at all, is anybody in the West Country. Again, probably because it's so quiet down there, they don't think it's going to affect them. This is a small country. If they get a stranglehold on any part of this country, they will expand until they've got the whole of the country. They're not going to settle for having London, they're not going to settle for having Birmingham, they're not going to settle for having Bradford, nor Leicester, nor Rotherham. They're going to want the whole of this country. They are taking us town by town, city by city, and they will end up taking us village by village. We need all of you, every single one of you, to be aware that we are not racists. We have got a problem with Islam and its barbaric ideology that is trying to take over our country. We don't care about black people, we don't care about Hindus, we don't care about Sikhs, we don't care about Jews. You name it, we don't care about them. We don't care about the Polish people over there. We make jokes about the Polish, but most Polish people I've met I've got on with really well. This is the other fight we got, and probably something else that BWW can be used for. And that is one, spreading the truth out there amongst all these liberal morons, and two, defending any protest march that may be done by certain groups, Britain First, whatever, from Antifa, those pathetic little students that mask themselves up because they are so ugly, got so many spots, and they go around acting as if they're tough until somebody punches their lights out, and then they start crying. It saddens me that this country has come to this. I never thought this would happen in my lifetime. I was very interested in the world wars. I know virtually everything about the world wars. Not every single detail, mind you, but you could ask me a lot of questions and I'll probably know a lot of the answers. Because it interested me, and the out and out bravery of the English people. Not just the soldiers, but the people at home that were getting bombed. Where has that gone? To be honest, I'm fucking pissed off with it. Where's the bravery gone? Where's the pride in your nation? I know that the government and the media have tried to knock it out of us, but they'll only let that happen if you make it happen, if you let them get inside your head. Everybody now is starting to realise that BBC stands for British Bollocks Corporation. It is an outlet of the government. It's run by the government. Don't pay your fucking TV licences. They can't make you pay it. They cannot make you pay it. We have been let down by the government massively. And in the long term, we need a lawful rebellion against the government. I've already sent my oath of rebellion to one of the lords that you need to send it to, or any crown establishment, such as a magistrate's court, even council offices. And I've sent my oath to say that I will lawfully rebel under this act in 2006. Treaty of Nice, I believe it was. Which means I can now, because I've got evidence that I've done that I can now lawfully rebel. I can try and do whatever it takes to fuck the government up, basically. And the reason you can do this is for one reason and one reason only. It's because they've let their citizens down. They haven't protected their citizens. They haven't done their job. If they've done nothing wrong, you can't just lawfully rebel because you're a rebellious twat. Because that's the last thing I've ever been. When I was at school, I wouldn't say boo to a goose. But I've been awakened now. I know you're all being awakened. And I know you probably all want to do something. Well, the first thing you can do is get to Sunderland. I'm going up and I've got at least 2 spaces. I'm supposed to be having another guy come up with me, but he still hasn't asked his missus by the sound of it, because we're looking at maybe staying the night. It cost a lot of money, but if we had 4 people in the car, it splits the costs. And probably if you wanted to stay overnight, you could probably get a twin room and half the cost as well. That is where we are aiming to meet. BWW. That is the first place we're aiming to meet, is Sunderland. For all of you up north, that's not too bad. I will, before that date, let you know where we can meet. Excuse me. I'll look into local pubs in the Sunderland area, and if we get up there, I'm looking to get up there around about 10. I'll leave here about 4. And if we can just find a local pub and we can have a chat either before or afterwards, but it'd be nice to meet up at least beforehand and even march together as a unit. And I don't mean a military unit, I mean as a group of people. I'm not one of these wannabe soldiers. That's not strictly true, I'm a bit of a wannabe soldier, but so that's something different. I don't know why I love this country, because it's fucked with us so much, but we're all proud to be British. Well, we hope we are. Right, what haven't I covered? Oh, the collar's all over the place. Yeah, again, please give your names and addresses if you can, so I'll get membership cards out to you. I know where you live. At the very least, let me know what county you live in. You can trust me. You've seen my parrot flying about, all my birds flying about. I'm not a blinking some cop or something. How the hell I haven't been arrested already, I don't know, is what I say. Because that's all they do. They try and arrest anybody who speaks out. An acquaintance of mine, you may, if you're a YouTuber, may have seen TNTV. I think he's recently been arrested because he disappeared for a few days and then come back and said, sorry, I've been away, I can't talk about it. They try and shut us up, but they can't shut up thousands upon thousands. Another thing that you can do, BWWers, God, that's so hard to say, BWWers. But the other thing you can do is get on YouTube. Start having your say. Tell your friends, I've done this video, have a look at this, mate, what do you think about this? Because a lot of people, they'll probably think, shit, this Britain's going to crap, but not really thinking that maybe they should do something about it. So, get on YouTube. At the very least, put plenty on. See what I mean about a parrot? For those of you who are new, this is Wellington. And I get comments like, why have you got that bird on your head, you look bloody stupid. Because he wants to go on my head. So far, he hasn't shit on me while I've been doing a video, so I bet he does now. Right, so if that doesn't make you trust me, then I don't know what does. As you can see, I don't go by a script. I speak from here, from the heart. And I have to stop and think about what I'm going to say, so I don't say anything too excessive. I think my voice is going, actually. That please the wife. But we have got to stop Islam. We have got to beat these jihadists. They're trained in fighting. They're trained to make bombs. They've got 5-6-year-olds that can strip an AK-47 down and put it back together again. We probably don't even know how to use a slingshot. I went and had firearms training, so I at least know how to use firearms. Because if I came across one in the street, I'll fucking have it. The reason that we were disarmed all those years ago was to stop us from standing up against the government. They knew if we had arms, then we could stop what is happening now from happening. Why do you think Theresa May put the soldiers out on the streets? Where'd she put them? Buckingham Palace and Westminster. How's that protecting the people? She's fucking protecting herself. She's fucking protecting the people that have caused all of this. When you think about what choice there is in this general election, our country must be a fucking laughingstock. Theresa May, the idiot that has allowed thousands of immigrants in. Or Jeremy fucking Corbyn, the IRA loving, hippie, complete and utter arsehat. And what's the other one's name? Fallon, isn't it? He's just, well... That's our choice. That's why all this crap happens. Because that's all we got to choose from. We need a people's government. UKIP fucked it up. They were on the verge of getting somewhere. And when they helped bring Brexit about, which still hasn't happened, mind you, I think they thought their job was done. If they'd carried on, if they'd put candidates up all around the country, I think they would have had a reasonable chance. I know people are going to tactically vote to make sure that moronic Corbyn doesn't get in. I understand that. But we need a people's government. Something we've never had. Never had a people's government. They've always shit on us. You think of all these statutes they keep bringing out. You can't do that. You can't do that. There's a yellow line there. Don't you dare go there. Can't do that. You can't do this. And they're supposed to be for us. But they do that to bring money in. Don't kid yourself if you think the government do things to aid us. They have always got an ulterior motive. The only MP that I've ever found was actually quite good with the people, funnily enough, is actually in the constituency that I live in. And last election he lost after being in for, I think he won the last two. And this time he lost by about 700 votes. And the arsehole that's got in, a Conservative, Caroline Ansell, she has voted against disability increases. She's voted for stopping disability payments. She has done everything against the common person. If I had 1,000 voting slips, I would go and make sure that she didn't get in. Unfortunately, I don't. I'm sorry this video's ended up being a bit long, but it is a newsletter too. I don't know how much news you got out of it, you guys. I'm actually quite a funny, humorous person when you meet me, but this is a very serious subject. Oh, just leaning back like that makes me think. I can get polo shirts, I can get t-shirts, and I can get them like this, but I will be getting the Union Jack flag. Union Jack flag this time, not just St George's Cross, and it'll be much smaller because I didn't realise it was going to be that fucking big, did I? I would appreciate it if you would buy one of these things, because there's other items that I can get too, because it helps pay for me to continue this, because I'm paying monthly fees to carry on the website, and I get leaflets to put out, postage is horrendous when I send things out. I sent leaflets to Ireland the other week, and it cost me more in bloody postage nearly than it did to buy the fucking leaflets. But no, thank you to James in Ireland. I appreciate it. So we're reaching everywhere. Tell your friends. That's something I would like to say. Get your friends involved. Get your family involved. I know a lot of the time you might be the only person in your friends, family, workmates that feels this way. But talk to them. Point out what's going on. That's the best way. Say, have you seen this? Have you seen that? Seen what these Muslims are doing again? That is your best bet. But you only probably get it on the internet, and they probably just watch the Bullshit and Bollocks Corporation. I've added bullshit now, it's not, I should have done earlier. ITV are no better, none of them are any good. You will only find the real news on the internet. So get everybody involved, get them to join BWW. We are heading towards, well, it might be a bit of an exaggeration, but we're heading towards 100 members now. But that has happened very much in the last couple of weeks because people are fed up. They've had enough. And people are flocking to somewhere where there's a focal point, which is all this is. It's a focal point. I don't pretend to be a leader. I can come up with ideas. I'm good at articulating things. I'm good at writing things down. But if it comes to leading in a battle, I've no experience in that. But I have got members that are ex-services. So they may become the leaders in a battle. I see myself as a coordinator. Every movement, every army, every action force needs an infrastructure and somebody to coordinate it. I could do with some help. I could do with there being local, what should I call you, assistants? I don't know, lieutenants? I don't know. Say, in Suffolk, I can't do much in Suffolk from Eastbourne. But if you live in Suffolk, you can. You can try and rally people in that area. I nearly made a Suffolk and Norfolk joke then, but I won't because I know I'll upset you. No, mine aren't webs. Oh no, I'm sorry. Sorry. So, or Somerset, Yorkshire, Scotland, Wales. I need someone from all these places, everywhere, where it's a big area. Even in some areas, it might need 2 people. So, perhaps fellow coordinators might be a better word. Male or female? I'm not sexist. Sometimes women have the best ideas going. Well, they can't have the best ideas going because they choose men to live with, and that's not great. But no, I'm not going to shut up. I always shut up. I always think, no, the video's too long, they're bored now. If what I'm saying is resonating with you, then you won't be bored. Actually, now I think I'm just about finished. Get in contact with me. That's another thing. I'll get people join, and there's only two people that I've actually been in contact with who've emailed me. I'll give you my fucking phone number. I ain't bothered. I don't care who rings me. I've had Antifa put my home address on Twitter. And am I bothered? Antifa. Yeah, come to my house. Funny enough, do you know what? They haven't. Weird that, isn't it? Sorry, I've got a blocked ear as well. I'm falling apart. Wouldn't want me at the front of the charge, would you? Oh, I'm sorry, my leg's gone and my ears. Yeah. Well, I'm not as young as I used to be, as they all say. As you can see, I'm only 23. What's that silence? Was that a tumblewind going across it? Yeah. Tumblewind, tumbleweed even. Email. Speak to me. I want to speak to people. If you've got ideas, ring me. My number is 07864 807701. For those of you who are quite slow at listening, that's 07864 807701. Sorry, this is my sarcastic sense of humour coming out. Or if you want to email me, you should have my email from the emails I've sent to you if you're part of BWW. But for any of you out there that are watching this video and haven't yet joined BWW, what the fuck you playing at? Join! As it says on the front page, please donate £10 to join. But it's not compulsory. £10 again helps to fund the group. I would rather have people who can't pay join the group but are totally passionate about what they want to do to save Britain than have somebody donate £10 and be a right woolly twat. So, email. I will give you that as well. It is the same. It's British Warrior, WARRIOR, within, WITHIN, at gmail.com. I say that slow because on this microphone and me with this one bloody tooth that I'm getting fixed next week. Well, I'm not getting it fixed, I'm getting all my teeth taken out, ready to have them fixed. Sometimes it doesn't sound right and you think, oh, what did they say? What was that, eh? What? Right, I'm going to end the video now, longest one I've ever done, I think. Thank you again to all new members. We are now going to start doing things. First thing is the Justice for Chelsea March on the 10th of June in Sunderland. That's our first date, guys. And if you can look to buying a shirt, please do. On the groups on Facebook, I often put up different shirts because I can have done whatever you want. I can have your bloody name, I can have Mr. Blobby put on it if that's what you want. But I just like a subtle Union Jack and things like British people against Islam, things like that. I know it's a bit contentious if you go out shopping, but don't use it for that. Use it for the protests and when we're going up against Islam, because this is what we've got to do. Oh God, I nearly forgot. Saturday, 1st of July, I am aiming to have a rally. And when I say a rally, I mean a mass meeting, hopefully a mass meeting, not 10 or 20 people. And the aim is to go into a heavily Muslim populated area to show that we are Britons and we go where we fucking want in Britain. And you are not going to stop us from going there. And the police are not going to stop us going there. They've no right to stop us. Just because the Muslims threaten to riot, perhaps we might have to threaten to riot. But we need a lot of people. They're too easy to pick off. That's why Tommy Robinson, bless his cotton socks, that's why he gets arrested so much, because there's always him and just a couple of mates. I'm surprised he doesn't go round with a big group. It's not so much a case of safety in numbers against the Muslims, it's safety in numbers from getting wrongfully arrested and then thrown in the cells for the night and then released without charge, just to get you off the Muslim territory. So the aim is to go to either Tower Hamlets in London on Saturday 1st of July, or go to a heavy Muslim populated area in Birmingham. I don't know where they are, I will have to find that out. I don't know Birmingham. I'm doing this and I'm giving people the choice of where they prefer to go, and the majority will rule. But I ask, if you ask for London and it's in Birmingham, please still attend. Birmingham's not that far. It's really not. In the context of what's going on, it's not that far. At the moment, I think it's 3-3, and that's not great, is it? 6 people. This is what fucking gets my goat. Everybody, yeah, I'm going to do something. Yeah! Type. Yeah, grrr on the bloody computer. But when it comes to actually doing something, oh, well, not really. Oh no, I've got to wash my hair. Fucking grow some balls out there, you fucking cowardly bastards. Sorry guys, that's for those that aren't doing anything. Oh, God, they get on my nerves. Anything worse than that, the bloody trolls. Don't get too many of them, because I can normally out-talk them and they fuck off. So, put that date in your diary. Email me, please, if you're going to attend and your preference. In fact, let's change that. Only email if you will attend, whether it's Birmingham or London or not, but still put your preference. So it will still be the majority rule, but if you say you're going to attend, you're going to attend either. It's because I need real numbers. Disingenuous people on BWW, if you say you're going to come and you don't, I will have no choice but to throw you out of the group, because it means I can't trust you. If you're not going to come, don't say you're going to come. No one's going to hold that against you. What I will hold against you is if you say you're going to come, I think I've got this many, and I end up having half as many. I'm sure you can see the point. In a group like this, trust is absolutely imperative. I dragged out the word absolutely then because I was trying to think of the next word, and imperative came to mind. So, yeah, I say so a lot, by the way. I don't know how to say, but I say it a lot. So, July will be the next one. So that's June the 10th. I think Britain First have got one in Birmingham on the, I think it's the 24th. That's the one where the Muzzies have threatened to bomb them. So that's where we see how brave we are if we go to that. I've got to see whether I'll get to that or not yet. I really hope to. But as it's in the middle of the 10th of June and the 1st of July, it may be a bit beyond my expenses, my funds. Unless some of you out there are very well off and you wish to donate to British Warrior Within. This is what it does. It helps me to get about, to come and meet you. I don't go and spend it on 4 lagers down the shop or a bottle of that blinking horrible cider, White Lightning. Yeah, that's another thing. Donations would be gratefully accepted. Just go into the site and use the PayPal donation button. You can set to pay £1, £2, £5, £10 a month, and you can stop it any time you like, or you can just make a one-off donation. You now know that this group is going to be doing something. It's not just a bag of bollocks. I say that, but it will only do something if you turn up. If you don't turn up, I'm just going to look like a twat on my own, aren't I? So I'm relying on you. And any communication from any of you is so much appreciated. Because I know I'm not just talking to a computer screen, to a camera. I know I'm getting to people. I know I'm getting to Antifa and liberals. For the abuse that I get. Fuck them. Fuck the lot of them, who cares? They are so... I don't know how a group of people can get something so wrong. What is wrong with them? Did you see the picture of those liberals? Love and forgive after the Manchester bombing. Fucking hell, if I'd had a hand grenade, I'd have bloody gone and used it on them pathetic pricks. Why weren't they at that? What's the name? Ariana Grande, whatever it is. Why weren't they just leaving? They'd have probably still been there with a bloody stumpy leg, blood pouring out of it. No, forgive it. It's not the Muslims. They didn't mean it. They're brain dead. But I say they're brain dead, but a lot of these people are so-called academics. And what does that say to you? I'm not going to even get into that, because we all know we've been lied to for years and it's all coming out now. So, but that's not part of the BWW agenda. So maybe it will in the future, but not now. Right, I've talked enough. Thank you again for joining. And to you people that are watching this, are thinking, who the fucking hell is British Warrior Within? You've got a rough idea now. Please join. Please donate. Please buy shirts. I will put some on the Facebook groups again. Oh, I'll tell you one thing about the cost. People will think, oh, that's expensive for a shirt. It's expensive because it is monogrammed. And I am doing it at cost plus about, when you take the delivery off, which is about £3.50 for a small parcel. I'm making on them about £2-3 quid. If I did them as cost, I would have no funds coming in whatsoever. Not like I am at the moment, because not one person has bought one yet, apart from me. But with the March for Chelsea coming up, the 1st of July, please think about it. What I'll do is on the Facebook groups, I'll go up there now and I'll do a selection of different mottos, different emblems, and you can choose whichever one you want. As I say, you know, you can have your name scrawled out all over the front and your address so that the police know where to come and pick you up. Joking, guys, joking. I think the parrot might have had a bath. Have you had a bath? Say hello to the people before I say goodbye. Now, say hello, Wellington. There you go, all quiet now, don't you? Please donate, buy stuff, plenty of stuff, because there is a shop on there as well. It's quite old actually. I can still get all that stuff, but I've sort of updated the kind of things I want. But the polo shirts, I can assure you, are really good quality. They're fruit of the loom, they're thick, they're not just going to get destroyed unless you've got rats, pet rats like I've got, and they get hold of every bloody thing I've got. So guys, nearly an hour long video. That's a record. I hope this is. I just look at the screen, I look at myself, but you're actually up there, aren't you? Hello. I must be getting bored of doing this now because I'm getting silly. This is very serious. We need to fucking do something, and we need to fucking do it now. 10th of June. Be there. Let me know you're coming. 1st of July. Be there. Let me know which location you prefer. Tell your friends, tell your mates, tell your work colleagues, tell old Auntie Mildred. Whatever. It's numbers that matters. It's alright, a bloody parrot just turned the camera off then, I think. Or took it off screen. You're a monster. Well, this is my second in command at the moment. And don't forget, I actually need people a little bit brighter than Mr. Wellington here as helpers. So, helpers. Assistants, fellow coordinators. So please contact me. If you've got anything to say, anything to ask, contact me. I ain't going to bite your head off. I'm happy to talk to you. Right, okay. Thank you for listening for this amount of time. Obviously this will be the newsletter this time round. I won't be sending a written one out. I'll send the written one out in July, or I may do it beforehand to remind people about the 1st of July. Have a good bank holiday weekend. It's supposed to rain all the way through, so at least Britain is keeping up being British in that way. See you all later, stay safe, and let's win this battle. Okay guys?